Barnes.
Little in the bag for Jason Duran. His strike ball is a Columbia 300 CUDA 2000. It's got a big crater of a hole down, which gets the ball to roll sooner. 600 grit, which also helps the ball to grip the lane. The one trouble players have had this week is getting their ball to hook.
He has no problem there.
That ball hooked just fine. That was dead flush.
Talk about the conditions. They're calling this a sport level condition. They tried it on a seniors event, and what they're trying to do is raise the level of the conditions of the lane and make it tougher. They want to have the cream of the crop really rise. And you can see he's guaranteed at least 7,000, so he's going to do a little bit better today. But the conditions of the lane have really favored almost a stronger bowler, correct?
Well, yeah, I agree with that. You know, the ABC always, to me, used to stand for another brutal condition, and this week was no different. There's a prime example of what happens when you get too fast and your ball speed goes up just a fraction. The ball hydroplane sits on top of the hole and doesn't grip the lane. Watch this here. Ball looks like it's in a good spot, but just a tick too hard, and he leaves the 1, 2, 4, 6, 10. Two rules of thumb when you shoot this spare: you can either throw a strike ball or throw it straight and hard just left of the head pin.
Well, he was up by 9 pins. Now he's down by 1.
Oh yeah!
Oh, that's sweet.
What a great spare under these conditions. First time on TV, bowling against one of the world's best. Steps up there and makes it like he's shooting a 5-pin.
From in the pit, let's take a look at it again. Great shot.
The head pin's going to go into the 2 and the 4, and the bowling ball takes out the 6-10.
The test of a great player is whether he can overcome an adversity, a bad frame. Jason Duran has just done that.
He's showing a lot of maple moxie right now.
Absolutely. That's one way to put it. Chris Barnes just doing what he does best, stepping up and knocking him down, and he's up by 11.
I'll tell you, when this guy gets going, folks, he's hard to beat. He's full of confidence, not to mention the fact that he's got a lot of talent. You get that combination going together, he's going to be tough to beat.
Graduated from Wichita State with a degree in business management, was an All-American back in 1990. Talking to him yesterday, had a delightful talk with him last night about his intensity. He says, I'm very intense because he doesn't like sitting down a lot. Walks around, talks to himself.
Well, Chris is definitely a player out on our tour that wears his emotions on his sleeve. This is to take a 21-pin lead. Hook! Hook!
That pin is afraid to fall.
We call that the shaker 10. You can hear Chris asking the ball to hook, or actually begging for the ball to hook. Again, same lane that Jason Duran just missed the head pin on. Watch this. 6 goes to the sidewall, doesn't have enough guts to get up and get the 10 out. Straight and hard, switches balls to a plastic ball, cut down the hook. Routine.
A little frustrated, but he does have the lead. Barnes up by 10 over Duran. We'll continue from Albuquerque right after this.
Hey, you know, $620 back then was probably a lot of money.
I wasn't around. Close, but not there yet.
We'll never know.
Jacob Duran just to the right of brother Jason. Jason Duran showing a lot of intensity. Trails, however, by 10 pins. He's in the 7th.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting style, the way he opens his hand as Mom Josephine watches. He really opens it up on the delivery.
Opens his hand up, gets it back underneath. You know, the thing that's most important is what happens at the bottom of the swing, where the hand position is at the bottom of the swing. Forget about what you're doing going on the way back. You can figure it, you can do whatever you want. But the one thing that the pros have in common is the position of the hand on the downswing, on the way down when the ball gets by their ankle. This to even the match.
And we are even.
Well, I'll tell you what, folks, that's very impressive. Right out of a commercial break, Jason Duran gets up and throws a double and says, all right, Chris, the game is now on. Watch his hand, folks. He opens it at the top, Gets it right back underneath. Nice little rotation. Great fall through, great balance, great knee bend.
Works in a pro shop in Wichita, Kansas. Says he's going to be probably moving back to Colorado, though, so he can travel full-time on the tour. Oh, having problems with the 10 all day, especially on that right lane.
Well, Chris, obviously unhappy with that. He's left 3 10 pins in the match. Everything else is strikes. 2 weak 10s and a ringing 10. That was a really good shot to keep the match even. Now he trails by 1.
The PBA Tour players convert about 99% of 1 pins left.
Well, you know, at this level, single pin spares are not a problem, and I'm going to tell you why. Watch these guys shoot spares. 99% of the guys throw the ball straight and hard at single pin spares.
Well, Jason Duran on pace for a 258 max. Chris Barnes only a 247. And Jason Duran will be finishing off on the most difficult of the 2 lanes. It will be interesting. 9th frame for Barnes.
Foundation frame, 9th frame, very important to strike here.
And again, for the 4th time, the 10 will not go down.
You know, he can't make better shots. Plain and simple. He's doing what he has to do. He's getting up, he's making good shots, he's hitting the pocket. Watch this, the ball's going to be perfect. Right in the 1-3, and watch the 2nd pin to the right of the screen go right around the 10 pin. And what an ugly break. Now again, straight and hard goes to a plastic ball that doesn't hook quite as much, and no problem.
Wife Linda on the Women's Pro Tour, and said he's celebrating his 11th month wedding anniversary today. But right now, having a little difficulty is young Jason Duran, his first television appearance. Up by 2. This is the 9th.
Do some really good stuff here. Strike here, and first strike in the 10th frame, and Jason locks the match up. Leads this one first. Well, folks, Ron, it doesn't get any better than that. This guy is getting up, doing what he has to do. 9 spare strike to win in the 10th frame, but watch this, folks. Notice how close that ball gets to his ankle. Look at the rotation. And that now, the difference between that and Chris's shot, the 6 pin took the 10 out there, where it wrapped around for Chris Barnes. That's the difference in the match right now. This to win the match.
And he's got it.
How about that, folks? First time on TV with another strike here. Will be in the 250s, and again gets that great big break. The great break, the 6 pin taking the 10 out.
Well, his brother said he thought he would be nervous for TV. Jason said, I don't think I will be, because once I get the first ball in the pocket, I'll be fine. This is his dream ever since he was a young man. And he's living it tonight.
Oh, yeah.
What a way to finish.
How about that pin action, folks? That's why you throw a hook ball. Now, Jason Duran has a fill shot right here. All he wants to do is kind of test what the lanes are doing.
Jason Duran is the winner of match number 1. We will continue our coverage of the ABC Masters from New Mexico in a moment.